Happy Thursday to everyone, wherever you are in the world. It is Thursday, October 19th, and it's this installment of the Working Group Comms for the TAG Environmental Sustainability. If you don't mind popping in actually I'll put it in chat, your name in the notes. Here are the notes that I'm sharing currently. So just starting off, we adhere to the CNCF Code of Conduct, and in short, that is, please be respectful and kind of everyone. And I want to welcome any new members or anyone that's just joining us today for the first time, but I don't think we have that. So I had a few things for open discussion, and then absolutely, if there's something you have questions about or you wanted to put in for open discussion, feel free. So we had some good feedback on the charter, and most of that has been resolved. And with those changes, we will be able to create a README and get updated on the website. Leo, does it have to go, or has it gone to the talk or our talk representatives?
Yes, they're looking into the document.
Okay,
so not the entire TUC needs to vote on the working group. This is
right.
Yeah, just us from the tag leads, and also the TUC liaisons.
Okay. I'll just put the chat over here. Okay, so hopefully that'll be finalized, by end of week. And then there's some tweaks that need to be done to the pull request for getting it updated on the website. And then I will I'll add to that pull request the README. And did anybody have any questions there, or?
No, it looks good.
Okay, and I'll put actually I didn't put the pull. I'll add the pull request to the notes where the charter and the website update exist. So yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, had the opportunity to speak with Leo and Christina, and so Christina has been fearlessly helping with our social account, and it's a bit of a cumbersome process because there's two-factor authentication, and she has to use your phone, not just your computer. And but regardless, we were talking about having a buffer account for our social. So it seems that buffer is free for 2 channels. And primarily we would only be using LinkedIn and X, formerly Twitter. So I will take the action of getting that solidified, and Christina gave an update, I think, about the also we need to figure out the email for the X account because it is currently under Marlowe. And so we need to, I think, we need to add a user, more than likely Christina. But more to come on that. And Christina does have working group review. So if there is someone that wants to, I know she enjoys doing the social, but I'm sure she would be happy if someone wanted to maybe support her or co-chair with the socials. So with that, after KubeCon, I was thinking that we should maybe have a working session for identifying our near-term and long-term goals for the working group comms. And I'll create a document to kind of start at least popping in some ideas that, thanks for the thumbs up, Leo. Um, Popping in ideas for what we would like to see happen in the tag or in the working group. Um, so I'll create that document. Actually, I don't know if I can. Leo, can I ask that you create the document, because everything I create is associated with Red Hat and then it's restricted. Can, or let me figure, or maybe I'll figure that offline. I can actually use, no, never mind. I'll use my own personal Gmail account and then that will solve that, because that would be crazy for you to have to create documents for me. Um, yeah, that'll be the workaround. Um, and then we can have some async collaboration on that prior to meeting. I was thinking of doing it after KubeCon so that, some of the craziness will die down. But I didn't know if anyone had any thoughts there. Got a thumbs up, so I think that was good. Um, or actually, maybe Trisha. Oh, thank you for adding the goals. We can add that. Okay, maybe we add these
Yeah,
to
these
the
are just the
meeting.
goals for the other working group, but maybe this can give like also some reference. So I think the goals,
Yes.
we don't need to be too crazy about it, but just to have a few bullet points, and also for each goal, also an issue, so we can track the effort. And we can go either with milestones or like any other way. So whatever you feel is best. But I
Okay.
think like that's a great idea to work on goals.
Good deal. Um, and then with that, yeah, Leah, you had sub-team leads.
Yes. So in the charter document, we define sub teams. And you also mentioned Christina before. She is doing all the social stuff right now. So this would be one of the sub teams. And the question would be, how do you like to find sub team leads now? Because I think this may be one of the next tasks.
Yes. So we have Savita and for blogs. I'm still been putting out requests for other sub team leads for social and for events. Events is definitely a big one. I haven't personally asked Nancy from Cloud Native Sustainability Week. She might be taking a breather because I know she did a lot with that. But if there's someone that you think would be interested in helping, maybe recommend it to them. I think right now, until somebody says something, I think we're all hands on deck.
Yeah. I think right now, not everybody is aware that this is actually happening, that we have these new sub teams. It's still very fresh. So maybe we want to
Yes.
send a little bit more comms to um, the Slack channels and maybe also to the mailing list. And I know
Yeah.
from the last meeting, Jochen was interested in taking the lead for, like, I think we named it contributor experience, or just like the communication with new contributors, getting contributors starting with the tag, how they can start it, how they can start, and so on. So maybe he could take the lead there if he likes. I mean, he said so. And
Yeah.
yeah, not sure about Nancy. probably she's also around.
Yeah, I will, I'll connect with them and make send it to the mailing. I think, yeah, we don't use our mailing list enough, so I will send something out.
That sounds good. This is also something which we could mention in the maintainer talk. Perhaps
Hmm.
maybe there are some folks at KubeCon doing.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, I'll talk to Marlo about that. Have has Marlo said anything about KubeCon?
Not yet. No.
Okay. Um, we still have a little bit of time there, so um, maybe Trisha, since you work with Marlo, do you mind maybe taking an action and to see if she needs any help with KubeCon?
Yeah.
Thank you. And then seeing if we can mention, or if she wouldn't mind mentioning that the working group comms needs some sub-team leads, because I think that's, I mean, it's a great entry point into the tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe also some of the meetup organizers are interested in some
Mm,
of this work. So, for example, maybe Alessandro or so. I don't know.
yeah. Alessandro, he did the one in
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Yeah.
And also for the sub teams, so the work is quite difficult. I mean, not difficult, but it's like so depending on the role, the amount of work is quite different. So for the events, if we don't have an event, there's no work. But if there's an event, there's probably a lot of work. For social media stuff, there's probably like some level of work always because there's like always something happening. So you always post like probably once or twice a week. So maybe we can also probably if somebody's interested in signing up to one of these roles, they would need a little bit more information about the time commitment.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe we can work on some documentation, but this
Yeah, to find that.
does not need to be like a
That's
lot of.
actually the next thing we need to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, like one or two sentences. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
And maybe also one of the first tasks of for every sub team lead could be to work on a handbook. At least for some other communities, it's always like these operation handbooks are kind of useful. Um, I think this works quite well. This could be one of the first tasks, maybe.
yeah, I mean, I think if there's examples of them, I certainly wouldn't want someone to come in and feel like I mean, have to come in and create a handbook for maybe something they haven't necessarily experienced yet.
Yeah. Let me see.
So I think that would be an output of it, but I don't know if that's necessarily the fair. That seems more iterative or ongoing than kind of a one and done. And are there examples from other tags? I'm sure there are.
I can ask some from the Kubernetes community. They also have a special interest group for that. They probably have some. Maybe I can, or we can ask them to join one of our upcoming meetings just to share their ideas.
Hmm.
Also, in one of the TOC meetings, Chris Short asked or just mentioned if we need any help. He happy to help out with the overall organization of the working group to get it started.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know
Would
also for
love that.
Caslin Fields is also doing a lot of outreach stuff at the Kubernetes community. or maybe we can ask them if they have like some guidance, if we have like specific questions.
Um, could you, uh, I'm out for the next 2 weeks, at conferences. Um, Following that, I'd like to pick that conversation back up, maybe after KubeCon and NA. Um, and who did you say? Chris who? And Caslin?
I think my internet just broke off for a second. I didn't hear. You mentioned you were
Oh,
2 weeks on conferences, and then it broke off.
oh, okay. It was like, no. um, uh, who or what were the names of the people that you were talking about? Chris and did you say Caslin?
Yes, but there are also some
Okay.
others. I mean, it's like a bigger team too.
Okay. I was saying, I'm out for 2 weeks at conferences, and then there's KubeCon, so maybe NA, and so maybe after KubeCon NA, we
Yes,
take them up on that.
yeah. I can also talk to the person if I run into them at KubeCon.
Oh, so you are going to KubeCon?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good.
You've Chris and sorry, who's the other name? I'm just
Chris
throwing it in.
Short and Caslin Fields, but there's also others. So, for example, Federico, and so I know them from all the work over the years with the Kubernetes community, and some of them probably would be uh, would be happy to help.
That would be great. Yeah, it's because I'm at these two conferences is why I couldn't go to KubeCon. The travel budget was blown.
In case you have a travel budget.
Yeah, that's true. So is so you're not going to be giving a maintainer talk, Leo,
No, Marlo
or is it
will.
Marlon?
Yeah,
Marlon will.
because we did the last maintainer talk, so it's
Sure.
Marlo's turn again. And like usually, there's also somebody else from the community, but this time most folks are not joining. So yeah, I was thinking about Christina, but she's not joining. So probably it will be just Marlo and me cheering, like silent in the audience.
Will Nikki be there? Isn't she going to be there?
Yes, I think she will be there. Yes.
Okay. Um, I think. Did you have any questions or anything that um you wanted to share, Victor? Not to put you on the spot. You can
Yeah,
easily say no.
the reason I'm joining is read about the energy efficiency chips, for example. I know there are quite some differences between the amount of energy consumption between different chips. I just wonder because to me the environmental issues is more a hardware issue rather than software. Except observability, visibility type of applications. So that's why I'm interested in just join this and see what's going on and what is it a kind of charter and domain of what's being covered in this meeting?
Sure. So that is not going to be covered in this meeting, but definitely make sure to join. Were you part of the Cloud Native Sustainability Week? You-
Happen to read about this and just join. I think this might be first time joining this meeting.
Okay. We do have a main tag meeting held every other Wednesday. We actually just had one yesterday, and the meetings are on YouTube. Um, Have you joined the main Slack? I can pop that link in the chat because there's also, so there's a main tag meeting that I think would be beneficial to you. And then also there's another working group. I'm not sure that they're exactly working on what you're discussing, but doesn't mean there couldn't be a new project. Is, and certainly the meeting of the minds would be there. Is the working group green reviews. And so if you are not a part of the Slack, let me just pop that into chat. It's part of the CNCF, it's the TAG Environmental Sustainability. And that would be a great place to ask questions, and also Project Kepler. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. That is another spot to.
We joined one of the Kepler meeting once. It's more for monitoring observability type of application. Yeah, that's why I'm just curious because most of this, you can say solutions is about hardware rather than software. That's why I was wondering what it actually can be done in CNCF. Just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, I just popped into chat the Slack, and that would be a great spot to see what's been covered, and then also ask the question and see what folks have encountered or are working on.
Yeah, and probably it's also a good place to look at the landscape document, which is also one of our projects. We're looking for a lead here. But what you mentioned, that it's mostly like a hardware issue, and in a way that's true. But the way how we use the software, how we configure the software, and how we actually use the hardware. So this is like dictated by the software that we build. So we don't need any hardware without software. So there's like this dependency. So it depends how we configure the configuration, how to make use of the hardware in a way. So like this is like the interesting part. This abstraction actually reflects on the hardware. So kind of a longer discussion, I guess. Yeah.
Other than not using like Bitcoin, which is very energy not efficient, any example on software configuration make a huge difference?
I mean, I think you can find examples very, very quickly if you think about like the different types of ships and how energy hungry they are in comparison. So,
example is if I use energy efficient chips without do any optimization on the software versus using energy non-efficient regular chips, the old chips, but do the optimization on the software side. Is there any example that make a huge difference?
so I mean, we don't have like a list of papers and research papers, things like that. But I mean, if you have a program, and if you do like if you are not optimized in a way, and if you just make unnecessary calls, you consume more energy. Yeah.
At least we know things like Bitcoin does consume a lot of energy. I guess that's probably a kind of opposite kind of example not to do.
Yes. Exactly. So if you have different algorithms, proof of work, proof of stake, and things like that, which are just like a software thing, right? To make sure that the blockchain is like kind of is encrypted enough so it does not break and things like that. So this is like a software thing which you can adjust, which then reduces the need of additional hardware resources. But we don't have really in the tag. So our work in the tag right now is, for example, this working group is around communications. So just transporting all the works of the community, but also what we do in the tag to everybody. We have another working group for green reviews. And this working group is about assessing the sustainability footprint of CNCF projects. So there's more technical, but we don't have like a science group or anything like this, which looks into writing white papers at the moment. So this could be something interesting maybe at some point. I mean, it depends always. There are folks interested in working on these types of questions. I think they're very interesting, but we need to spend a little bit more time to explore this carefully because, yeah.
I'd say with that, we're probably have hit our limit. I think we have a minute left. So I'm going to bid you all a good day, and Trisha, you're able to lead the meeting next week?
Yeah.
Okay, or actually, and the week following. Okay, great. I will I'll work asynchronously in the notes, and just kind of review those if there's any actions. But yes, thank you all for joining.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.